match here, and both of these guys really need some good cards at this moment.
So for one moment, we are just gonna keep you guys waiting for a little bit. They're still ending their side decks, and then we are gonna see the last and final games. As a reminder, it's gonna be one of the last ends drawn by them. I would say it's gonna be one of the least easy to predict, because there are a lot of factors. Marcus can just stick to what he's the most comfortable with. Almost going back to the deck he has in game one, so not even siding.
Yeah, I think this is not a match that needs to be taken for granted, because both of the players have a lot of good cards in their decks. But once again, if Marcus has the courage to go second and deal with the risk, maybe it could pay off. But on the other hand, like, he could deal with Lagia, Dolka, all these problems facing Din. I mean, it's a really close match, but I think both of these guys deserve to win.
Absolutely, absolutely, and they are gonna be waiting for Schattenspieler. So tomorrow the first match will be either a mirror match once again for Schattenspieler, which can be crowned at the end of this tournament, maybe the king of the Dragon Link deck, or otherwise he's gonna face the dinosaur. In either case, it's gonna be quite a close one. I would say we still have to see the best of Marcus' intentions, because he didn't really get to put himself out there, I would say, because in game one he could play around the double impermanence with ease, and in game two he didn't really try his best. Like, he was tricked, I would say, by Dinh Khang.
It was the opposite,
because basically Dinh Khang completely tricked him by scooping up game one. And I think this, I cannot put enough effort into this for everyone watching. Always consider whether you are gonna be able to win the game. If there is a small percentage, or let's say a reasonable percentage, then you should never give up. But you also have to be honest with yourself, just like Dinh Khang did in game one. He saw the writings on the wall, he knew that he was gonna lose the game, and he just completely outplayed his opponent. He scooped it up. Marcus was confused. He sided in Pancratops and other cards like Cash going first. But then Dinh Khang pulled his trick. He let him start, and he bricked on those cards. So
yeah, he sided in very generic cards, and it didn't pay off. Also because Dinh Khang let him start. So
yeah, so sometimes just giving up a game can turn out to be another game winner for you. Anyway, our players are now ready, so let's go back to the table and we're gonna have our game 3. Okay, so just as a small mention, as you can see on the screen, we also have the very cool remote duel playmats, which have been given to all of our competitors by us, and they are really cool. I think it's a way to showcase how even in the anime this interaction would go down. And Marcus, okay, really tries to make Dinh Khang pay for his own decision and pull off his own trick. So he's going second. He let Dinh Khang start, but for now the decision doesn't seem to pay off. He opens Extravagance once again, so it's gonna be 6 cards against 6 cards. Is he gonna pull off another combo like in game 2? That's my main concern.
Yeah, maybe Dinh Khang was expecting this to come, but once again, let's see if he has some cool combos. Okay, he starts with the peel by banishing 2 cards in his hand, and he's waiting for Marcus' response.
Absolutely not what you want to see. If he gets an Ash Blossom here, although I would be very surprised because you usually would use it on the Extravagance, not what you want to start with. The Psyframe Driver, by far the only real brick card in Dinh Khang deck. At least he found a way to use it, so not the end of the world, but we might just see a Tyrannosaur pass. It's quite possible what's going to happen. Yeah, this putting him in defense even more, but this is actually a very good play by Dinh Khang. by summoning the Tyranno in defense, he's playing around the triple tactic. Because even if they were to take control of it, then they can decide where to switch. But it's quite something that makes sense. But unfortunately, as we predicted, this is just gonna be a Tyranno pass turn.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the other cards in his hand are all entrops. But if this is not the case, I don't think Marcus is gonna be afraid to just deal with the Tyranno alone. Ooh, and this is the best answer possible by Marcus. The Pancratops comes down, and
I think this was the only card that really needed.
Wow, this is the main answer, and I'm really afraid to be Dinh Khang right now. Maybe he starts even with the red eyes, which is one of the most powerful starters. Let's see if Dinh Khang has the drawn and lock for the third time in a row. If he doesn't, I am quite afraid that we are gonna see very, very few chances by Dinh Khang.
I think Marcus here anyway wants to push and activate all of his cards. So he's going to activate the Black Metal Dragon along with the Striker Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, last time we saw players...
and he has Drawn Lock.
Yeah, wow. Drawn Lock once again comes down. And this time, though, it's less effective because the red eyes was opened already, which means Marcus already got a +2. And the peel was extremely costing because it was a 3-for-1.
Exactly.
So even though he resolved the extravagance, he paid basically 3 cards to get a Tyranno.
And he has the triple tactics talent.
Wow.
As well.
He has the triple tactics talent. So he's gonna get to see his opponent end, and this is just catastrophic from Dinh Khang. You can see that he's activate the extravagance next round. Now Marcus knows that the last card is just the drawn and lock bird, and he's pretty much free to do whatever he wants. Even if he doesn't have another extender, he can just banish the striker, get the red eyes, and start pushing some damage. So quite an unfortunate turn of events from Dinh Khang, but I think the decision to go second from Marcus is what really is paying off right now.
Yeah, it's paying off a lot, and I mean, maybe he doesn't have to push enough damage, also because he can control easily the game at this point. He has to play around the draw and lock, but he can put up a really huge field. And now he's continuing to combo with the Booked Sector Launch, special summoning the rocket from his hand.
Yeah, I didn't even expect him to have this much of a one-sided battle in game 3, I would say. Unfortunately, sometimes the dinosaur deck doesn't draw his own, Fossil Digs, Miscelano. Miscelano alone is basically a one-card combo if you have enough resources. But unfortunately, none of those cards were drawn by Dinh Khang. Once again, he had 2 copies of Draw and Lock alongside the Psy-Frame Driver. So it seems like, unless he pulls out a miracle, Marcus is very well positioned to advance to the top 8.
Yeah, he just needs to figure out what's the best way to play around draw. And here comes the Link Cross.
And his situation reminds me a lot of the first Spirals combo, where basically with the drone, which was the first card you would summon in a combo, you get to see the top 3 cards of your opponent deck, and then you usually tried to put an entrap on top, so that you were guaranteed your opponent to have 1 less card. If that is the case, just like here, because Marcus knows that the last card in Dinh Khang's hand is Draw and Lock, which is going to be completely useless next turn. That means that there is only 1 real card that Dinh Khang is going to be able to play, and if Marcus sets up even just 1 negation, then the game is pretty much over.
Yeah, thanks to the Link Cross, he's now able to extend his plays, and he's now making a huge field, and Dinh Khang has no response, as we sold before from his hand. And now comes the red dice, and I think maybe we will see a Border Sword Dragon.
Yeah, we can just see the Border Sword Dragon come down, and that's. I mean, we were used to seeing Border Sword a lot more in the past months. Not so much nowadays, but we do know that the game is over. As you can see, Dinh Khang gives the fist bump to Marcus. He advances to the top 8. Unfortunately, Dinh Khang is going to be kicked out of the tournament. And good job to both of them. Yeah. Really, really good match. And we can probably just go back to us for a quick post-match discussion.